Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my July anticipated releases. Start with, and July 6th in the UK, Friends and Traitors by Helen Peters. I think I've read one book by this author, and I have another one like I just put in my TBR, so that's kind of weird. And I enjoyed the one book I did read by her, so I'm excited. When Sydney Dashworth's school is evacuated to a huge stately home in the countryside, she thinks she's going to spend the war being very bored. At least her brother must be having fun flying his Spitfire all over France. But soon Sydney and a housemaid called Nancy discover that the Earl is up to no good. He has a secret nighttime meetings with mysterious men from the government and seems to be hiding something sinister on his land. At first it's all terribly thrilling, investigating by creeping about at night and finding secret passageways. But soon everything takes a deadly turn. Sydney's brother goes missing over France, and the war hits home with a terrible reality. The Earl and his evil plotters must be stopped, or nothing will ever be the same again. Also on July 6th in the UK, Sophias War by Hiba, Noor. War comes to the streets of Paris, and Safiyyah's life changes forever. Her best friend's family have fled, and the bombing makes her afraid to leave the mosque where she lives. But when her father is arrested by the Nazis for his secret resistance work, it falls to Safiyyah to run the dangerous errands around the city. It's not long before hundreds of persecuted Jews seek sanctuary at the mosque. Can Safiyyah find the courage to enter the treacherous catacombs under Paris and lead the Jews to safety? And as usual, there's a lot, so I'm not going to say much. Just tell you what I'm excited about. Also on July 6th in the UK, The House Trap by Emma Reed. Amity has run off into Badwell Woods. Her brother Claude goes after her, only to discover his little sister's scarf dangling near a house in the trees. Has she gone inside? He enters not expecting a 3-story building with no stairs, and a party laid out when there's nobody else around. Only when the front door locks behind him does he realize it's a house trap, and they've been caught. Doesn't say much, but I'm very intrigued. Also on July 6th in the UK, One Chance Dance by Efua Traoré. Yomi's mom left when he was little to make a new life for them in Lagos, the city of dreams. When Yomi doesn't hear from her, he decides to follow. His only starting place is a TV dance competition that his mom used to love. Things go badly for the boy and his pet bush baby until he meets a crew of street kids. Together they come up with a one-chance idea to find Yomi's mother and make their own dreams come true. Also on July 6th in the UK, Yomi and the Fury of Ninki Nanka by Tijani. Yomi and her younger brother, Kayode, are supposed to be on the trip of a lifetime visiting the Gambia with their uncle Olu. Instead, their uncle's work has made this the most boring holiday ever. But when Yomi witnesses the Dragon King, Ninki Nanka, being kidnapped from the sky, things get a lot more exciting. Determined to save him, Yomi and Kayode uncover secrets and meet many magnificent beasts, but will it be enough to save Ninki Nanka? So on July 6th in the UK, Smugglers Fox by Susanna Bailey. Jonah is Rio's big brother. It's his job. It always has been, especially when Mam does one of her disappearing acts like now. Her name's Marina, which means from the sea, and just like the sea, she changes with the wind. She comes, she goes. The sea was there last time Jonah and Rio saw her, the Whitby Sea, and it wasn't in a good mood. No one has seen Mom since that day, and the social workers say she's not coming back this time. Also on July 6th in the UK, All the Way Down by Stewart Foster. And 3 11-year-old problem children are thrown together at a summer camp. They're challenged to build a place to live together for the next week. But after a trip to a discussed tin mine goes awry, Milo and his new friends, Oscar and Effie, soon find themselves split off from the group and trapped underground. Can they work through their individual issues and come together as a team to find their way to freedom? Also on July 6th in the UK, Wish by Jack Ryder. I think I might have had this in another anticipated release video like months ago, but it was pushed back, I guess. Pixie's life has fallen apart. Her beloved parents are swept out to sea in a fierce storm, never to be seen again, and she's sent to live with her mysterious grandma, Nanny Monkton, in a village on the edge of nowhere. On her train journey there, she meets an orphan boy called Wild, who steals her mother's precious coin necklace. When they arrive at Nanny Monkton's, Pixie realizes that she's no ordinary grandma. She lives in a treehouse and wears an eye patch, just like a pirate. As Pixie settles into the life in Winbury and befriends Wild, she begins to uncover amazing things about her own mother, about Wild, and the wishing well in Nanny Monkton's garden. A mystery of mermaids and magical coins. It sends the new friends on a whimsical journey to search for answers, but in Pixie's heart she knows she wants an answer to the biggest question of all. Is there a wish powerful enough to bring her parents back? Also on July 6th in the UK, Arkspire by Jamie Lee Littler. Arkspire is a city obsessed with magic. The 5 Arcanists, a group of all-powerful magicians, have protected the great city for as long as anyone can remember. Within the hustle and bustle of these cobble streets lives Juniper Bell, a thief who'd do anything for her family, even her unbelievably annoying sister Elodie. Then one night something incredible happens. A mysterious stolen relic, nothing to do with Junie, explodes, revealing a mysterious creature, Cinder, who appears to bond with Junie. The only creatures like that are allegedly dangerous enemies of the Arcanist, and it's not long before they turn their attention to Junie. Soon, Junie, Cinder, and everyone she loves are pulled into an extraordinary world of magic, power, and prestige, but also grave danger. It seems the world Junie thought she knew is nothing but a lie, and now only Juniper and Cinder can bring it down. Also on July 6th in the UK, The Lovely Dark by Matthew Fox. When 12-year-old Eleanor Newton dies in an accident, she finds herself journeying down a mysterious river that takes her to the underworld. She apprehensively embarks on her afterlife at Eventide House, a boarding school of sorts for children who have died. The underworld is captivating, always sunny and warm, but also fractured. Strange things have been happening to Ellie since she arrived. She knows something isn't right, and she doesn't want to be there. She desperately wants to get back to the world of the living to meet her new baby brother, even if it means being a ghost. Can Ellie find a way out of the underworld, and who or what will she be if she does? Very intrigued. Also on July 6th in the UK, The Boy Who Made Monsters by Jenny Pearson. Gene McLaughlin is a visionary. He believes in things other people think are impossible, like that he and his brother Stanley will be happy living with their uncle, and that the Locky monster is real, and that his parents will come home safely one day. So when he finds out that Uncle Hamish's holiday business is struggling, Benji's not worried. He has a visionary plan. Together with his new friends, Murdy and Mr. Dog, he sets off to prove that the Locky monster exists and bring tourists flooding in. But Benji might have to confront different monsters to the one he expects. So on July 6th in the UK, The Destiny of Minnow Moonshine by Gita Raleigh. The beautiful queendom of Moonlight has fallen under a tyrant's rule. Their queen is dead, worship of their goddess, the Dark Lady, is forbidden, and the precious black diamond that protects the city, a rare fragment of fallen star, has gone missing. When fierce orphan girl Manu Moonshine's life is unexpectedly shattered, she joins the ragtag band of rebels, Green Orchids, who are plotting to overthrow the general. Armed with a secret and a map, Maru sets off with her friends and a mechanical elephant through the lush jungles of Indica in search of the Dark Lady, a diamond, and her destiny. A debut rich in fantasy, friendship, and faith, and an original steampunk adventure that sparkles with storytelling magic. And I'm glad it says a mechanical elephant, because I don't like it when they have people riding real elephants, because to ride an elephant, if an elephant lets you ride it, that means you've broken that elephant, and what they do to break an elephant is horrendous. If you don't want your heart broken, don't research it, but but so I'm very happy that it's a mechanical elephant and that they point that out in the synopsis. And I love steampunk, so. And then on July 11th in the US, I'm not going to read the synopsis of the first three because they were sent to me and I already read the synopsis in recent book hauls. So, The Demon Sword Aspirize by Sarah Jean Horwitz. Thank you so much, Algonquin Young Readers, who sent me this. I'm so excited and I cannot wait to read this. And then The Mystery of the Radcliffe Riddle by Taryn Sodders. And Source Books sent me this. So thank you so much. This sounds right up my alley, and I'm reading this very soon, actually. And then Random House Kids sent me Once in a Blue Moon by She Flake. This is a novel in verse, and it just sounds like an impactful story, and just can't wait to read all of these. So excited. Thank you so much to the publishers. And then on July 11th in the US, Haru Zombie Dog Hero by Ellen O, who is the author of Spirit Hunters trilogy, which I loved. And I actually just got this in the mail yesterday or the day before. Thank you so much, HarperCollins, for sending me a copy. 11-year-old Luke and his dog, Haru, are the best of friends, totally inseparable. But when their nasty landlord falsely accuses Haru of biting her, Haru is kidnapped. As Luke and his friends go on a serious mission to find and bring Haru home, they discover mysterious experiments happening at the old laboratory at Painted Lake, owned by an evil multi-billionaire named Mr. Thomas Sinclair. And Luke and his friends soon fear that Sinclair's scientists could be doing illegal testing that may endanger Haru and their whole town. As more strange clues emerge, the boys realize their world is changing fast, and soon Painted Lake is plagued by zombie attacks. But the love between Luke and Haru endures, ultimately helping to save them all. The dog better be okay. So on July 11th in the US, The Fire, the Water, and Maudie McGinn by Sally Epla. Maudie always looks forward to the summer she spends in California with her dad, but this year she must keep a troubling secret about her home life, one that her mom warned her never to tell. Maudie wants to confide in her dad about her stepdad's anger, but she's scared. Oh boy. When a wildfire strikes, Maudie and her dad are forced to evacuate to the beach town where he grew up. It's another turbulent wave of change, but now every morning from their camper, Maudie can see surfers bobbing in the water. She desperately wants to learn, but could she ever be brave enough? As Maudie navigates the unfamiliar waters, she makes friends, and her autism no longer feels like the big deal her mom makes it out to be. But her secret is still threatening to sink her. Will Maudie find the strength to reveal the awful truth, and maybe even find some way to stay with Dad before summer is over? Some parts of that I think I will relate to. Many kids probably will. Because I had a stepdad with anger issues, and we weren't supposed to talk about it. Also on July 11th in the U.S., Hope in the Valley by Macaela Perkins. 12-year-old Indian American Pandita Paul doesn't like change. She's not ready to start middle school and leave the comforts of childhood behind. Most of all, Pandita doesn't want to feel like she's leaving her mother, who died a few years ago, behind. After a falling out with her best friend, Pandita is planning to spend most of her summer break reading and writing in her favorite secret space, the abandoned but majestic mansion across the street. But then the unthinkable happens. The town announces that the old home will be bulldozed in favor of new, maybe affordable housing. With her family on opposing sides of the issue, Pandita must find her voice and the strength to move on in order to give her community hope. Also on July 11th in the U.S., Clouds Over California by Karen Parsons. Stevie's life is fluctuating rapidly. She's starting over in a brand new middle school. Quiet and observant, it's hard for her to make friends, plus her mind is too occupied. The tension in home is building as her parents' arguments are becoming more frequent. To top it all off, Stevie's older cousin Naomi is coming to live with the family in an attempt to keep her from a bad crowd, the Black Panthers. Stevie agrees to keep Naomi's secret. She's the cool big cousin after all, and Stevie can't help but notice the happy positive effect the Black Panthers are having on Naomi's confidence and identity, just like how Mom is making decisions for herself even when Dad disapproves. Stevie feels herself beginning to change as well, but one thing remains the same. She loves both of her parents, and she loves them together. Can her family stay in one piece despite the world shifting around them? Also on July 11th in the U.S., Light Comes to Shadow Mountain by Tony Buzzio. I can't read my own writing sometimes, so I'm sorry if I said that wrong. It's 1937, and the government is pushing to bring electricity to the mountains of southeastern Kentucky. It's all Cora can think of: radios with news from around the world, machines that keep food cold, light bulbs by which to read at night. Can you imagine the excitement, like not having it, and then can you imagine not even having it? Like just wow. Cora figures she can help spread the word by starting a school newspaper and convincing her neighbors to support the Rural Electrification Act. But resistance to change isn't easy to overcome, especially when it starts at home. Cora's mother is a fierce opponent of electrification. She argues that protecting the landscape of the holler, the trees, streams, the land that provides for their way of life, is their responsibility. But Cora just can't let go of wanting more. I love any kind of history, so historical fiction like this, and I'm sure it's based on, has a bunch of true aspects. Love it. Also on July 11th in the U.S., Sky Ropes by Sandra Sauerberg. Brianna is certain of a few things. She is strong, tough, and the greatest prankster in her entire district. She doesn't need to meet new people, not when she already has amazing friends like Pascal and Niraj. And she will not be ascending Sky Ropes, the highest ropes course in the state, at her school's required team building camp. No, she's not afraid of heights. Brianna is determined to get through the week of camp as quickly as possible while planning the most epic prank and avoiding even thinking of the Sky Ropes. And as the week progresses, Brianna can't help loving her time in nature, fostering a rivalry with the other competitive softball pitcher, and bonding with the other kids. But as much as she likes to pretend that she isn't afraid of anything, Brianna knows that come Friday she will have to face the Sky Ropes, and with it the fear deeply tied to memories of her father's abuse that she has been fighting to push away. It's going to be a hard one. And then on July 13th in the UK, Swifter Than Starlight by Carrie Burnell. Long ago on a winter's eve, two sisters walked into a wolf-wild wood, but only one returned. The faraway wood is full of twisting thorns and sharp teeth. Stirring with myth and music, it's the perfect place for bandits, thieves, and secrets to hide until a prince goes missing. Lilac is a strong girl, happy with her found family, yet searching for her sister. Clover is a determined girl, eager to find what's been lost to her, though scared to leave her village. Hester is a smart girl, one step ahead of trouble and ready for adventure. Together they will unite the realm. Then on July 18th in the U.S., The Legend of Grey Hollow by Rachel Short. And it hasn't been that long since I read a synopsis for this. The author had sent me an advanced reader's copy, and I've already read it, and I loved it. I can't wait to get a beautiful finished copy. Such a unique story, and I just loved it so much. I love everything I've read by her so far. Also on July 18th in the U.S., The International House of Action by Jacqueline Davies. 10-year-old Alice is moving for the 11th time. She's lived in so many houses, each more broken than the last, that home to Alice is nothing more than a place you fix and then a place you leave. After all, who needs a permanent home when you're a whiz at fixing things? But when Alice arrives at her new home, she can't take her eyes off the house next door, the stately, dark house that hulked in the dimming light. The once grand mansion, now dilapidated and condemned, beckons Alice. It's the perfect new repair job. As Alice begins to restore the house to its former splendor, she senses strange presences. Is there a heartbeat coming from the house's walls? Is someone looking at her? Soon she realizes she's not alone. 3 ghosts have been watching, and they need Alice's help to solve their unfinished business. Will Alice be able to unravel the mysteries of the house and find her forever home before it's too late? Also on July 18th in the U.S., Brick, Dust, and Bones by M.R. Fournette. Marius Gray hunts monsters. He's not supposed to. He's only 12, and his job as a cemetery boy is to look after their ghosts in his family's graveyard. He should be tending these ghosts and, of course, going to school to learn how to live between worlds without getting into trouble. But Marius has an expensive goal. He wants to bring his mother back from the dead, and that takes a lot of mystic coins, which means a lot of monster hunting, and his mother's window to return is closing. If he wants her back, Marius is going to have to go after bigger and meaner monsters, decide if a certain flesh-eating mermaid is a friend or foe, and avoid meddling demons and teachers along the way. Can Marius navigate New Orleans' gritty monster bounty hunting market, or will he have to say goodbye to his mother forever? So on July 18th in the U.S., Eerie Tales from the School of Screams by Graham Hannibal. School is tough, school is scary, school is eerie. No one knows this better than Davis and Emily. But they're not scared of school because of tough tests or merciless vice principals. No, they're scared because their teacher wants her students to present the class with the spookiest, most chilling stories they can think of. So excited. So on July 18th in the U.S., The Very Unfortunate Wish of Melanie Yoshimura by Waka T. Brown. Melanie Yoshimura's parents have always been overprotective. They say it's because a demonic spirit called the Amanjaku once preyed upon kids back in Japan, but Melanie suspects it's just a cautionary tale to keep her in line. So on her 12th birthday, Melanie takes a chance and wishes for the freedom and adventure her parents seem determined to keep her from. As if conjured by her wish, the Amanjaku appears. At first, Melanie is wary. If this creature is real, are the stories about its destructive ways also real? In no time, however, the Amanjaku woos Melanie with its ability to shapeshift, grant wishes, and understand her desire for independence. But what Melanie doesn't realize is that the Amanjaku's friendship has sinister consequences, and she quickly finds every aspect of her life controlled by the demon's trickery, including herself. Melanie is determined to set things right, but will she be able to before the Amanjaku returns her life, her family, and her community upside down? So on July 18th in the U.S., Secrets of the Sky, I think that's the name of the series, so this is the first book, The Chaos Monster by Sayantani Dasgupta. Everything is connected to everything, and it's up to twins Kaya and Kenjal to save it all. 10-year-old Kenjal knows something strange is going on, but he does not expect his dog, Thumbs Up, to disappear before his eyes in the middle of the night. Even stranger, two enormous flying horses appear and insist on taking Kenjal and his twin sister Kaya to a place they have never heard of, the Sky Kingdom. The twins have no choice but to go if they want to see their dog again, even if that isn't why the winged Pakaraj horses showed up in the first place. They have come to this dimension to seek help. Bees are disappearing along with the nectar the horses need to survive. Whisked away to a magical realm, the twins must use Kaya's scientific skills and Kenjal's love of books and language to help the horses. Once there, they discover that the disappearance of the bees is more nefarious than they thought, and the plot goes all the way to the top. So on July 18th in the U.S., The Horrible Bag of Terrible Things by Rob Renzetti. Zenith finds a strange, unsettling bag at his front door. He's not sure where it came from or who sent it to him. He knows better than to expect his overprotective older sister, Apogee, to help him figure it out, because ever since she became a teenager, she's been acting more like a parent to him than a sibling. But he certainly did not expect for a horrifying, spider-like creature to emerge from the bag, kidnap Apogee, and drag her inside the equally horrifying and unsettling world of Grabog. Zenith sets off into the bag to bring her back, but soon finds a bizarre realm where a malicious forest, a trio of blood-drinking mouse, and a sentient sawdust-stuffed giant are lurking within the seams. And from every corner of the world comes whispers of the Great Worm, an eldritch horror with a godlike hold over the creatures of Grabog, who seems to have a dark, insidious purpose for Apogee. With the help of a greedy, earwax nibbling gargoyle, Zenith will have to save Apogee from the Great Worm and help them both escape the horrible bag before it's too late. So on July 18th in the U.S., Bubble Trouble by Wendy Wan Long Sheng. How many problems can a delicious cup of bubble tea cause? Plenty if you're a Chloe Wong. For starters, Chloe wants to go on the class trip to Broadway, an expense Chloe's not sure she and her dad can afford since her mom passed away, and those yummy cups of boba cost money. And then there's the fact that the incorrigible Henry Lee is the boba master at Tea Palace, and when he's not annoying Chloe, he's usually coming up with a perfect drink for every occasion. For Chloe, lover of neatness and control, the arrival of bubble tea is nothing but trouble. But bubble tea really wreaks havoc when Chloe finds herself banned from Tea Palace for dumping boba on someone who really deserved it. She comes up with the idea to make her own boba and sell it with the help of her best friend Sabrina, her inventor dad, and, whether she wants it or not, her rescue dog. Suddenly, Neatnik Chloe will have to contend with sticky drinks and the complications of running her own business, and maybe the messiness of admitting that she actually likes someone. Chloe will be able to step out of the bubble she has built around herself into an exciting new adventure to go along with her boba tea. Then on July 20th in the UK, The Stupendous Sunny by Ellie Clements. Magic comes from within. When Sunny first finds himself waking up in different parts of his house with objects moving all by themselves, he thinks it's a recurring dream. Then one day he automatically teleports himself from school to the local park and realizes he has the extraordinary powers. He can't wait to start testing them out. Just as Sunny plans to tell his dad his awesome news, his dad is involved in a road accident that puts him in a coma. Suddenly, the only thing that becomes important to Sunny is his dad waking up. And then Auntie Cleo, who Sunny hasn't seen in years, arrives to take care of everything. I'm telling you, it's always an aunt. But Auntie Cleo isn't all that she seems. In fact, she's very interested in his powers. Does she know about the history of magic in Delmare, or does she want to use his powers for her own means? Sunny is about to have a stupendous adventure to find out. So on July 20th in the UK, The Wonder Brothers by Frank Cottrell Boyce. Cousins Minnie and Nathan love magic. The onstage cape twirling bunny out of a hat kind. For Minnie, it's all about patience and practice. She uses magic skills to help her out of tricky situations. Nathan is a show-off and a total danger magnet. He is drawn to the sensation, spectacle, and audience. So when the famous Blackpool Tower dramatically vanishes the night of the grand lights switch on, showman Nathan announces live on TV that they will magic it back home. With a stick of rock, a spangly cape, and a bit of misdirection, they end up lost in Las Vegas, home of the Grand Master of Illusion, Perplexion, Legend of Magic. Full of tricks, twists, and deceptions, the delightful Nathan and Minnie will keep you guessing until the very end. And then on July 25th in the US, it's two sequels, two second books in a series. First is the second book in the Area 51 Files by Julie Buxbaum. She had sent me the first book, and I loved it. It became, I didn't see it coming. Like, I thought I was going to really like it, but I didn't see it becoming one of my all-time favorite reads. I just loved it so much. I'm so excited. The second book, The Big Flush, comes out. And then also the second in the Kelsey Murphy books, Kelsey Murphy and the Hunt for the Heart of Danu by Erica Lewis. That book, the first book became an all-time favorite book, and I'm so excited the second book is finally here. I cannot wait to read this. Also on July 25th in the US, A Benny Song by P. Jelly Clark. On the day of the Harvest Festival, the old woman who lives in the forest appears in Aveni's village with a terrible message. You ignored my warnings. It's too late to run. They are coming. Warriors with burning blades storm the village. A man with a cursed flute plays an impossibly alluring song, and everyone Aveni has ever known and loved is captured and marched toward far-off ghost ships set for even more distant lands. But not Aveni. Aveni is magically whisked away by the old woman. In the forest, Aveni begins her unwanted magical apprenticeship, her journey to escape the witch, and her impossible mission to bring her people home. Also on July 25th in the U.S., a graphic novel, Misfit Mansion by Kay Duvall. Despite her monstrous appearance, Iris has never felt like she belongs in a mansion filled with kelpies and gorgons and unicorns. She longs to find a family. Unfortunately, she and her housemates are trapped in a foster home for horrors run by former paranormal investigator Mr. Holloway. So when a human boy named Matthias breaks the house's sealing spell, Iris and her companions are set free upon the town of Dead End Springs. What Iris doesn't know is that Matthias is also a paranormal hunter, the kind who seeks to capture and destroy the horrors, or that there are other dangers ahead. As Iris searches for a home, she makes human friends, explores a brand new world, and stumbles upon a dark secret that Holloway has kept locked in the basement of the house. Will this long slumbering mystery destroy the family Iris so desperately seeks? Also on July 25th in the U.S., Don't Trust the Cat by Kristen Tracy. Traitor Poppy McBean likes rules and order. She's a follower and she's totally okay with that. If you judge her for that, she's okay with that too. But after falling prey to her friend's bullying one too many times, Poppy makes a wish to be happy, and it comes true in a very unexpected way. She wakes up in the body of her cat, Mitten Man. Mayhem ensues as Poppy the girl attempts to navigate the wilds of the wilderness as a cat, and her free-thinking, groundbreaking kitty has had it with his owner's timidity. He's out to put the purr and perfectionist and take over middle school as Poppy. Oh. That sounds incredible. That just sounds so unique and incredible. Then lastly, on July 25th in the U.S., it's the first in the series called the Brass Ring series, The Magic Carousel by K.L. Small. Russell's eccentric storytelling grandpa moves in with the family. Russell loses his bedroom and has to take Grandpa to the carousel in the park every day, as if he doesn't have enough to deal with already. He's flunking 5th grade, bullied at school, and his dad's drinking has made him feel like a failure. Russell dreams of being a firefighter, but fears he isn't courageous enough. Then Russell rides a carousel horse with Grandpa. Thanks to a magic brass ring, he finds himself magically transported into the past where he faces life and death challenges. Each ride is a new, risky adventure. If he's not careful, he could be trapped in one of his wild adventures forever. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Did you see any that you're excited about? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.